Hey everyone, Vinny from Whiskey with Friends here, and today we'll be smoking whiskey. So smoking whiskey is a great way to elevate a bourbon or just to add a little bit of depth to the flavor. Today we'll be using Rebel Yell. Rebel Yell is a mid to low end bourbon, typically very good, but this particular batch isn't really doing it for me, so we're going to run a little bit of an experiment. I'm going to take half of the remaining bourbon and I'll smoke it, and then we'll do a side-by-side video comparing the two and seeing how it enhanced the flavors and how it changed it. So in order to smoke our whiskey, they make products like smoke guns and other ways to smoke a whiskey that's a little bit easier than this, a little bit quicker, but it's not real. You're using liquid smoke in those scenarios. You're not getting that authentic flavor. It's similar to cooking with propane as opposed to cooking with charcoal or something like that. So today we'll be doing a genuine smoke. I'm using apple smoked pellets inside of a smoke tube, and then we'll put our bourbon in a tray so it absorbs as much of the smoke as possible in an hour or an hour and a half or so. So we'll start by loading up our smoking tube with pellets. Okay. Now I filled the smoking tube up all the way. That should give us about 4 hours of smoke, but we'll only be smoking the whiskey for about an hour and a half. In order to start our tube, I'm gonna light it while it's vertical, and then I'm gonna leave it alone on fire for about 10 minutes. But we don't wanna add any heat to our bourbon. So after about 10 minutes, to make sure that it's well lit and that we'll get embers throughout the entire smoke, I'm gonna blow it out, and then I'll move everything into the grill so the smoke will stay as long as possible near the tray and be infused into the bourbon. So I'll go ahead and get this lit. All right, so you can see the flame coming out of the tube. We know it's lit. And now we're gonna let it sit again for about 10 minutes just to make sure that we get a lot of smoke being produced for that entire hour, hour and a half. So we'll see you back in the field. All right, so we've been going just about 10 minutes now. I've added our whiskey to the tray, and now I'm gonna blow out the flame. Because again, we don't want to produce any heat while it's smoking. We just want it to be embered enough to produce the smoke without warming our bourbon at all. All right, so you see plenty of smoke coming out. Now we'll go ahead and move everything to the smoke to the grill here. I'm gonna put the smoke tube down in this corner. And then I'll put the tray in the other side just to make sure that whatever small amount of residual heat here isn't coming in contact with the tray or heating up the bourbon. So I've closed this now. You see there's plenty of smoke coming out, and that will continue to be the case for as long as we let it, up to about 4 hours or so. 4 hours would be way too much smoke for a whiskey though, so we're gonna let it go for, again, about an hour and a half. We'll gauge it by how much smoke we see. I'll check back in about 10 or 15 minutes just to make sure we're still getting smoke, and then see you in about an hour. All right, it's been about 15-20 minutes. I just wanted to come check and make sure we're still getting plenty of smoke coming out of the top, which we are. My temperature's still all the way down. We're not getting any heat. So we're still on track for our hour 15, hour 30 smoke that we'll put into this. See in a little bit. All right, it's been an hour and 20 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and pull our bourbon out of the smoke. You can see we still have plenty of smoke coming out. We probably have a few more hours worth of smoke, but we don't want to overdo it. So we're going to put it into a decanter. We have a funnel here. We don't have to worry about heat because we didn't add any heat during this process. So I will just pour it right through. And there we have smoked whiskey. Enjoy.